Well, I want to say that we are, most of us, recovering fossil-holics. George Bush said it was one of the few things he said that was right. The American people are addicted to oil. Of course, he meant by that how hard it would be to get off. And we're finding that true. But we're building a movement here that's really about recovery.
Yeah.
Recovery from the addiction to all the forms of fossil fuel. Now, those of you who have experience with addictions and recovery know that it's a very difficult process. One day at a time, one step at a time, and it's especially difficult in our culture because the culture, the economy, the society is suffused with fossil fuels. It's based on it. And it's not just our cars now. I see a few of you have iPhones and iPods and apps. All that recharging comes from fossil fuels, right? So we're all complicit. And given the power of the fossil fuel boys and their pals in Wall Street and in the internet, this movement is going to take us 10, 20, maybe 30 years. Just like the suffragettes, just like the abolitionists. So we have to be in it for the long haul. So here's the center of what I want to say. The work that goes into this movement is both interior work and external work. It's both public action and inner liberation. Letting go of the addiction, letting go of the illusion of control, that we can control nature by destroying it. My name is Dick Harmon. I'm 77, and my spouse and I have a grandchild and a great-grandchild. That's why we're here. How many of you have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren? How many of you are here because of them? Okay.
When are you going to do that?
You know, the politicians say that they're honoring the middle class these days by saying, these are the folks who play by the rules. Wrong question. The question is, whose rules and which rules? Now, the fellows that are running this operation, the fossil fuel boys, have a set of rules, and we've been pretty go-along folks for a long time. That's changing. So the idea here is to transform the rules. I say to you that we can do this. We can build this movement, but we cannot do it operating as isolated individuals, as isolated activists. We have to have community at the center of this. We have to build beloved community at the center of this kind of a movement. And I think we can do it one pipeline at a time, one coal train, one oil train at a time, one refinery at a time, one recovery at a time. One day at a time. The interesting thing to me is that we could do this very simply by having real conversations with each other and with our families and with our friends and with the people in our faith communities about the real stuff, about our own addiction, about how hard it is to let go with what we've been enculturating. Thanks very much.
Hey everyone, I want you to give a shout out if you're with Credo Action Network. I want you to give a shout out if you're with 350.org. I want you to give a shout out if you're with Greenpeace. And I want you to give a shout out if you're with Portland Rising Tide. If you want to plug in and you don't know how, everything. You can be at one thing, you can be at two things. But one easy thing you can do to stop fossil fuel expansion here in the Northwest is to go to portlandrisingtide.org and sign up for our Rapid Response Network. We will tell you when the third megaload is going out, the megaload that is going to the Alberta tar sands, the megaload that will fasten the process of the destruction of forests, the climate, and our future. This isn't only about the Keystone XL pipeline. We know this. This is the NLG pipelines coming through Oregon. This is the coal trains coming through our neighborhoods, our communities, our gardens, our farms. The gorge. This is about explosive oil trains going through the Port of Vancouver, going through our cities and our towns. 50 people died last year from the explosions of these oil trains, and they want these trains that are coming from the Bakken oil fields and from the Alberta tar sands to come through here and then to go through the gorge and to pollute everything we love and own. So if you want to stop this, so join us, join all the groups you're with, and stop these points of exports. If we can close down the exports, we can close down the economy. We live in a capitalist system. We can make capitalism stop it. We can make the buck stop before it goes into the oil sands, before it goes into destroying forests, before it gets into our cars.
So if you'd like to join us in risking arrest when that does come about in probably 90 days, or just supporting us, a crowd like this when we go to risk arrest would be terrific. So let me know if you're interested. Thank you so much for coming.